Tonight we get to talk about Morgan dollars a couple of times, but the one that has the right price tag or the most affordable coin in the show, well, that's coming up next. 2 great years. We don't want to miss these. And those happen to be the years, the end of the Roaring 80s, 1889, and the beginning of the Roaring 90s, 1890. These are both Philadelphia struck Morgan dollars. They are 130 plus years old. We're in 2025 right now. Look at the price per coin. Can you buy the 2021 Morgan from Philadelphia? Can you buy the 2023 Morgan from Philadelphia? Can you buy the 2024 from Philadelphia? I know you're not going to be able to buy the 2025 at this price. All of those are way north of 100, and the 21's closer to 250. Those are the brand new Morgan dollars made by the U.S. Mint. These are the vintage coins. The reason why they made the new series is because we love this big classic coin. Now, the Morgan dollar is the largest silver dollar to ever circulate, largest silver coin to ever circulate in this country. It was issued from 1878 to 1904, 27 consecutive years, and then again in 1921. This is not a random selection of Morgans. This is 2 specific years, 1889 and 1890 specific. The grade, the condition, they're uncirculated. And that price just stands out as wow. Again, the brand new one's north of 100 for the coin from last year. You can buy a 130 plus year old vintage coin that looks just as nice, if not nicer, in a lot of cases, than the actual coins made today. Now, the mint mark, there is no mint mark above the D and the O in dollar, as you're going to see scroll up here really quick. The main mint, Philadelphia, did not mark its coins, its silver dollars. San Francisco, Carson City, New Orleans, the branch mints, they marked theirs. They put their stamp on it. Hey, this is made somewhere else. Otherwise, it's always Philadelphia, the main mint. Part of the fun of looking at these coins from this far back is what was going on. I mean, in the 1990s, we went from beepers to cell phones. In the last 20 years, we went from cell phones to smartphones. I mean, I was an IT major, programmer in the early 80s, right? The stuff we had to deal with at that time in history versus my cell phone has more power than those computers had. Isn't that just crazy? And that's just the last 25, 30 years. Let's go back 130 years and talk about what was going on the average person's mindset at that time. So westward expansion was happening, right? The Oklahoma land rush was 1889. Go stake your claim, technically, exactly happened. 4 new states joined the Union. Now we're at 42 states. So think about that. And give or take 100 years, we went from 13 colonies to 42 states. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and Washington State. Have a Coke and a smile? Back then, Well, actually, yeah. Partway through the year, Pemberton did what? Coca-Cola, the company, was formed. We have a new beverage and it's taken off. At that time, well, presidential elections happened back then like they happen here today. And who was it? Harrison was number 23 at that point in history. Now, if you go to 1890, we start just seeing slight changes. And they're year to year subtle. We're 44 states now. Idaho and Wyoming join. How about this one? Ever hear of the Sherman Silver Purchase Act? It just expanded the amount of the amount of silver the U.S. government would put into making this coin, the Morgan dollar. For you football fans, I know we have a lull, but the answer is it doesn't mean we can't look at history. The first ever Army-Navy game goes back to 1890. And yes, Navy won. Ugh. Unless you're a Navy fan, then it's hooray, right? Philadelphia, $69.95. That's the deal. My competition sells circulated coins. And let me explain the grading scale real quick. It is a 70-point system known as the Sheldon scale. And 0 to 59 are circulated coins. The higher the number, the nicer they look. And then you get 60, which is known as uncirculated, and the degree of uncirculated climbs from there. To the theoretical 70, there are no 70 vintage Morgans. So these 60-61s on the scale. My competition sells 12s to 20s. Beautiful circulating coins. For more than we're selling uncirculated coins. They're $79, $89 a piece. We're less money and all the way up the scale to true collector quality, uncirculated, if we can afford it. And tonight, with these prices, you can. For apples to apples comparison. Same coin, same mint, same condition. My competition is at, well, they're at 155 and 157 respectively. So we're significantly less there as well. Just love them. Just outright love them. The other thing to always remember with older vintage Morgans. Again, it was made for 27 consecutive years, 1878 to 1904, and then it stopped. Never to be made again, except they couldn't decide on the peace dollar in the design of the peace dollar in 1921, so they brought it back for a little bit of time. Well, in 1918, right in the middle of World War I, the war of all wars at that time, what does the U.S. do? Trying to help the English allies. They were having a rush on silver in India, and as a result, we proposed a solution, but we couldn't send them Morgan dollars. Know why? Because our name is on the back, the United States of America, and at that time we were still somewhat neutral. So we melt about 60% of all Morgans. That's a lot. And then they make them into the 21 Morgan, 21, 22, 23 peace dollars later on. We just have no idea what they destroyed, but we kind of actually do. Because in the last 40 years, NGC, PCGS, the other grading services, all keep track of every coin they see. So when you see coins like the 83O, the 84O, 81S, 82S, some of those coins where you're seeing 500,000 coins out of 12 million made, you can say, wow, a few did survive, not that many. These two, significantly under that number. Huge difference. Guys, I do not have time for a clock. We're down to our last 10, 12 of each coin. You can buy one or the other. It's not that you have to buy them both to get the price. It's just a special opportunity. And thanks for listening.